chat real quick. We're gonna do our artifact runs and then start tryharding Abyss for a second. Um, and yeah, just kind of go from there. Example. You guys are having a good Sunday. And let's get started here. Part of me kind of wants to do Abyss first and then like take a break in between to do like artifact runs. Maybe I'll do that. But I feel like Abyss is gonna be a bit tryhardy. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not gonna be that tryhardy. Let's do these ones first.
相手を間違えたら失礼窒息しろごめんちょっとどいてくれるお互い一歩引かないかとやっじゃあな周りを見張っててくれ見て先手必勝
Okay, good. Yep, but probably not done yet. One next. Having 100% not cry does help quite a bit though. So we can pretty much spend all of today tryharding Abyss. Although I might not want to spend like all of the time doing that because it will get it'll get sus after a while. What is this one? Overwrite key. Oh, this is the mannequin.
自由になれさあみんなに
Not like I'm gonna play Mid Astra at any point. That's not helping. That's not a thing.
相手を間違えた
And yeah, why don't we try Abyss first and then we can continue our run after. I think that's probably a good idea. I think Sumeru is still the place where you can farm the most raw beans, if I'm not mistaken.
じゃあな
Whatever this thing is like the hardest thing to navigate.
周りを見張ってて
Makes
くれ
sense.
剣に近い
あまり遠くに行くなよ
Alright. Time to try it, I guess. Sasuke. We can do fun Abyss music time, so we'll replace the music with our music. Our battle theme section. Which by the way, we have added the Not Cry ones to this, so that would be pretty nice.
すべての命
I actually really like this team. It's one of the more fun ones. Alright, guys. Time to show them what we're made of. Lunar reaction damage. What? More of these guys? Radiant Bladethorn. Foliar and Frost Knight. Interesting. Bum bum bum. Ba dum bum 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 ba da 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 da. I guess we will need Dendro Traveler, won't we? Alright, let's get Dendro Traveler in then. Pretty sure we'll need Dendro Traveler, so. Dendro Traveler. Very OG theme. This one. Did I mess up her artifacts? I totally did. Um, give her this one. I think this one is any Dendro. Works. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. I think we'll swap in and out depending on whether we use Traveler or Lynette. Okay, okay. We'll do the easy ones first. Bum, 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 bum. Traveler. Do we need to change Barbara? Barbara's on Bloom right now. Give her Prospectors. I put her on Ocean Hued again. It's because of the I was doing Sigurd. We need, what do we need? We need flour. ADM. Beautiful. Some very high EM we got here. We can probably add Lanyan in here, I think. This makes a lot of sense. How's my Lanyan doing? Still on Earthsworn. Did she use Etherlight? I think so. She could use Etherlight. I think this is actually good for Lanyan. He really doesn't need the attack from Oathsworn. She could really use that EM though. She on EM set? She is. Alright. This is the team. That was pretty fast. I didn't even see what happened there.
夜の権限根こそぎにしてあげる。よいしょ。一応目を覆えばいい。いざ。高評価。姿を見せ。せい。試練満員だよ。よっ。めくれまし。
また一人来たか。
飛ぶよ。あっ。よっ。厄払い。
さあ、みんなに挨拶だ。
行くぞ。ほっ。せい。やっ。
じゃあな。
風の神よ。
お嬢様のお。
いざ勝負。
All the not quite enemies make you like use team slightly differently because of their very weird elemental
その頭を直してやろう。
instances.
みんなを守るから。やあ、はっ、炭になるがいい。断罪の名によ。どうぞ受けて。根こそぎにしてあげる。えっ、はっ、せい。
EM increased by a lot. Very good, very good. We got Biting Cold, Flow. I think still the same team, right? Maybe it's a Dendro Electro on top. actually. We swap up top. And I don't think we need this healer, so we can run Dory. Actually, does Dory... Let me check. I think Dory does get a buff, right? From the new weapon we have. Master Key. We give her Master Key. So that gives her a lot of EM. And... well, right now she's on Noblesse, but... what if we give her EM? Do we have EM Noblesse, actually? That would be nice. We might not have EM Noblesse. That's not bad, I guess. Oh, actually, we already gave her the best EM. Ooh, this is a really good one. EM Noblesse. Do we really not have EM Noblesse? Oh wait, we have one. We just never leveled it up. Yeah, let's level this one up. EM Noblesse. Epic music time. HP is not bad as well. This is a Fatui music, isn't it? Probably Arlecchino's one. Feels very Arlecchino-like. To me, anyway. We actually might need the ER one though. She's on an HP gob right now. She could be on an EM gob. We have an EM Noblesse. Oh, interesting. We don't have an EM Noblesse. Why do we only have HP Noblesses? That's so weird. We have an EM pocket watch. Which if we use that, we can potentially run. Let's see what EM1 option we can use. This one seems really good. The mocking mask. 690 EM, not bad. Let's try and just see. Oh wait, this is a guard one.
夜の権限ウィッ音が聞こえるお荷物ですものをいただきます姿一応目を覆えばついてきて試練満員だよよく見えないだろせい影のカラスそこ高評価ウィーいやよっちょっと失礼
周りを見張っててくれ。
ミュージック飛ぶよせい厄払いよく見ておけ
いや、
はっよっとふった
じゃあな。
行くぞほっと編み上げよ
いや、行け。もうつ。
Perfect.
ついてきて断罪の一応目を覆えば音が聞こえ
We
る
should probably save energy, right, for the next floor. What I'm thinking.
どうぞ受けて
お嬢様のお。
めくらましよっなんだよよっよっはっはっそこせい魔法のランプよ姿を見えないだろ根こそぎにしてあげるほっせいよっよっ引っかくぞ
またか。
高評価
Definitely did not save energy there, but I'm hoping it's not
みん
gonna
な
be
を
that
守
hard
るからね
for
風を越える
Chamber 3. Maybe I'll save energy for this one.
服を発動できたよ
はったほっせい。
バーバラせい炭になるがいい編み上げよほっよっと
さあ、みんなに。
やっとミュージックスタート
あまり遠くに行くなよ。
はっはっ厄払いバーバラ行くぞ
This was not the team, was it? Did I forget to change this team? I think I did. Hold up. I forgot to change this team, I think. This one, I was supposed to go in with Pyro. Sorry, guys. We'll just have to do it the first half all over again. But I believe it was supposed to be a standard Pyro team. With Jean, probably. Jean, where are you? What is it again? 黒き翼よどうぞお受け取り前があります
満員だよ。邪魔。断罪の名にめくれまし。せいよっお荷物です。夜の剣。よいしょ。音が聞こえる。せい
みんながそばにいてくれるわ。
歌よ西となれ。さいそれ姿
Let's try to save energy this time.
前があり高評価よろしくかな。
根こそぎにしてあげる。
影のカラスが優也をもものをいただきます。
見えないだろ。
答えなさい。よっよいしょ。断罪のな
試練満員だよ。一応目を覆える。
ものをいただきます。やっほうい
めくれまし。
Okay, full energy. Perfect.
料理の時間だよ。
いざしょ。
みんなは俺が守れ。
剣に誓う。
師匠の技を食らいなさい。
この剣はわかるかい。サイウルせい。
熱々でしょ。やっはっ
燃えろ。全力こ。
それ
雨描きがたし。
料理の時間。
せい。
やっはっそれ
いざ勝負。
くらえ。
やっ熱々でしょ。
形は精神。
やっか
燃えろ。みんなは俺が
はっ
くらえ。
それ
燃えろ。
やっ料理の時間だ。
いざ勝負。この剣はわかるかい。
くらえ。
Okay, we want to charge energy, so we'll let him do his thing here. We have like 2 minutes, so we're Gucci.
かけっこしましょう。
せい。くらえ。
熱々でしょ。
燃えろ。よし。
やっ料理の時間だよ。
せい。
Beautiful. Chamber 3. Crit rate, let's go.
夜の権限前がありものをいただきます。お荷物です。引っかくぞ。
見えないだろ。音が聞こえる。せい。
姿を見せよ。そこせい
めくれまし。
魔法のラップよ
試練満員だよ。
いしょ。はっ
どけん燃えろみんながそばに
熱々でしょ。話が通じないの。風の神よ、我らを導きたまえ。
雨描きがたし股間奥義。
それ、
くらえ
料理の時間。
全力攻撃だ燃え
勝負。師匠の技を食らいなさい。
剣に近い。
Oh, there's actually 3 on this side.
熱
Interesting.
々でしょ。
みんなは俺が
やは話が通じないなら叩くまでです。
Beautiful. 11-3 down. Let's claim our rewards until floor 11 first, and then we'll see what we do for floor 12. I'm hoping floor 12 is gonna be like just 30 star and we'll call it good, but we'll see. Bloom and lunar bloom damage. Normal attack pyro. Gosh dang it, hands. Well, if we're doing bloom and lunar bloom, then gotta go full blooms here. You know? Yeah, let's bring Aino. Aino can help quite a bit here as well. Normal attack pyro. It's not gonna help us much, so we can run Lynette here because it technically counters the Ice Wind shield pretty quickly. Do need to swap out her weapon though. Need to give her Festering and swap this one. Swap Abinoma to the Traveler here. Or we do even something cooler, which is we play Beidou. I think we play Beidou. Huh? Playing Beidou would be pretty cool, actually. Ooh. Doo-doo. We'll try this. Hey, imagine if I actually had Shivers, though. Sing about mountains that may fail.
ついてきて。
元気出してよ。
What is up with this enemy?
根こそぎにしてあげる。やっ
よっほっさっはっガチャガチャ水遊びの痛い。
見えないだろ。よっ
みんなを守るからね。さっせっ信頼感度よっ
一応目を覆えば。
とガチャガチャ
試練満員だよ。見えないだろ。
よっどうだバシャバシャ水なんだ。
よっキリがない。
はびこれふっはっほっうわっバーバラさっ
音が聞こえる。
水遊びの時間だよ。はびこれ信頼感度
めくれまし。よっせい。
はっと
見えないだろ。よっ
はびこれせっくら
めくれまし。
えバシャバシャ水だはっふっ元気出してよ。願いをとはっふっ
根こそぎにしてあげる。見えないだろ。
うわどうだあさっはっ
せい。
はっせっ
めくれまし。
はっうわおうガチャガチャえはっミュージック
やっほっえい。一応目を覆えば。よっ
くらえ見て見て見てはっほっ信頼感度
見えないだろ。
よっ
試練満員だよ。
はびこれガチャガチャ
I feel like Bloom is not really the answer for that one. Like, you do have to do Blooms, but like, Blooms already deal like guaranteed damage for you, so like,
全力攻撃だ。
it doesn't like do that much more, if that makes sense.
断罪のな
行くぞ。
燃えろ。
熱々でしょ。
みんながそばにいてくれる。夜の元
炭になるがいい。やっ
Too many enemies here again.
くらえ。
Like 3 enemies again.
姿を見せ
みんなは俺が。
師匠の技を食らいなさい。
We're not even at the point where we're fighting the actual boss of this cycle yet,
黒き翼よ。
so it's gonna get tough.
行くぞ。
みんながそばにいる。
これが海山を滅ぼした力だ。
ふっ話が通じないなら断罪の名に
せえ。くらえ。
やや
みんなは俺が守れ。燃えろ。
源元
グオパー
せ
はっ
燃えろ
や
みんながそばにいてくれるわ炭になるがいい
姿を見せはっ
くらい
それ
燃えろはっね全力こ
話が通じないなら角もカラスが
くらい
料理の時間だよ私はもう一度こう
They hit hard.
行くぞ燃えろ
Man, why are they so tanky? What the heck?
全力攻
Why are these guys so tanky?
撃よし
Oh man, I'm like barely like getting any of the
話が通
damage.
じないなら叩くま
くらいみんなは俺がまっふっはっ行くぞせへ燃えろこの
Yeah, I don't think Beto is the way here. Yeah, I definitely feel like I feel like the bloom is not really the answer here. I feel like this one it's a lot more about like generating the blooms. But as long as you generate enough blooms, it's good enough. We need to run healer though, I think. All these people playing like Lisa have like ton of Favonius on them. So it's not it's not right. We can try Dory, I think. It could actually work here, I think. Because Dory can at least you don't really need to do bloom damage, right? Can't we just like cheese it with some blooms, but then come in with Quicken later? That could be a thing, right? Let's try it. You don't have to rely on the bloom damage. From what it looks like.
断罪の名にめくれましよし根こそぎにしてあげるどうぞお受け取りください黒き翼よついてきてはっ元気出してよ見えないだろせいバーバラハッとえいやっほっ試練満員だよよっ答えなさいお荷物ですちょっと失礼せいめくれましよっ邪魔ほっ根こそぎにしてあげるほっはっよっ姿を見せよオズ
またか。
はあよっよっ一応目を覆えばえいははっ影のカラスが試練満員だよ高評価よろしくめくれましほっよっ断罪の名においてせいはっそこよっ一応目を覆える根こそぎにしてあげるせい邪魔
Oh wait, are my attacks going onto the seeds instead? Is that what's happening? That's so dumb. My Tinari's attacks are going to the seeds instead of towards this guy. See that? Oh man. Man, that's so dumb. That is so dumb.
万歳の名によ
That's why it's taking me such a long time. It's because my Tinery's hits are not even hitting it.
答えなさいめくれまし
Oh well.
全力攻撃だ股間奥義
いざ師匠の技を食らいなさい
くらえせい
や
この剣はわかるかい
グオパーよ
みんながそばにいて燃えろ
話が通じないならせや料理の時間だ
動くべきだ歌よに全力攻撃
I was like even worse off from first half.
熱々でしょいざ勝負
燃えろ
師匠の技を食らいなさい
せいくらえ
料理の時間だよ
燃えろみんなは俺が
は
形は静止
は
くらえ
グオパーよ
この剣はわかるかい股間奥義
やふっ
へっせい
熱々でしょ
燃えろみんながそばにいてくれ
話が通じないならいざ
くらえ
風よ私にグオパーよそれや
せいみんなは俺が守れ
料理の時間だよはい
この剣はわかるかい左右ルコ
それ風の神よ
Oh, we're not even getting 1 star again, are we? This guy's too tang! Like, what the heck?
いざ
冒険みんながそばにいてくれるわ
I don't get what you're on. This guy is way too tank.
話が通じないなら叩く
I've like gone through 3 rotations and he's still at like... Oh my god. I think I'll at least be able to complete it though.
全力攻撃だ
But I don't know, man. This is like one of my strongest teams. This is like G National. Right here.
くらえ
風よ私に答えるのだ熱々でしょは
みんなは俺が守る雨描きがたし左右ルコ
料理の時間だよ話が通じない
2 minutes. Well, if we can complete it, then it's good enough for me.
傷なんて
それや熱々でしょ剣に誓う
この剣と
それ
みんなは俺が守る
師匠の技を食らいなさい料理いざは
せい
風よ
くらえ
熱々でしょ
雨描きがたし股間奥義みんながそばにいてくれるわ
それ料理の時間だよ剣に誓う
1 minute off, but whatever. Whatever, man. Let's just go.
みんなを守るからね
Oh wait.
姿を見せよオズ
What? What? What was that? I thought that was his AoE, but his AoE was bigger than that. Lies. His AoE is lies. Oh no.
れるわ私は
His AoE lies again.
姿を見せよオズ元気出してよほっはっとほっ痛いふんほっ準備できたかな
一応目を覆えばよっよっ音が聞こえる
夜の権利ほっえいよっとやっ
見えないだろ
どうぞ受け取りそこほっミュージックスタート
めくれまし試練満員だよ
よっはっ茶葉よっ
見えないだろよっ
万歳の名において尻尾がそこ元気出してよよっほっうん
お嬢様
This guy is still like crazy tank, even if I'm doing the strat, right?
姿を見せミュージックスタートえいはっほっはっよっとえいふふふふ
めくれまし
茶葉
音が聞こえるせいよっ
みんなを守るからね引っかくぞ荷物です
見えないだろせい
バーバラはっ
よっえいめくれましはっ根こそぎにしてあげる
ミュージック
よっ一応目を覆えばはっよっ
よっそこほっそれどうぞお受け取りください
よっ
えいと
見えないだろ
えい影のカラスがはっ元気出してよはっほっほっはっえいはっと茶葉
一応目を覆えば試練満員だよえいよっ
Definitely super weird because of the
よっふっ
荷物です
よっ
みんなを守るからね
音が聞こえるせいめくれましはっえい
断罪のなほっよっほっみんな頑張ってね元気出してよえい
It's just taking forever, even if I'm doing this right.
姿を見せ目くらましえい邪魔
根こそぎにしてあげる。見えないだろ。せい。
どうぞお受け取りください。
やっ。てっせい。ほっ。ついてきて。てっ。
お嬢様の仰せの
ミュージックスタート。よっえいほっとほっはっやあ
一応目を覆えば。せい。
そこ
音が聞こえる。
Okay, this might be the last one, finally.
断罪の名に邪魔よっ高評価ほっ
目くらまし。ほっ。せい。よっ。えい。
Almost there. Almost there, boys.
えい
We almost there, boys.
それ。ついてきて。よっ。
5 minutes to kill this half.
くらえ。へっ。はっ。
Thankfully, it's not too bad. It's just this guy. But this guy can be pretty tank too. That's the only issue.
みんなは俺が守れ。
話が通じないならただ風よ私に
Oh,
かけ
how did I get hit there?
いざ
くらえ。
料理の時間だよ
全力攻撃。燃えろ。
嫌だね
この件はわかるかい。歌よ認識と。せい。
熱々でしょ剣に誓う
燃えろ。みんなは俺が守れ。くらえ。
それ師匠の技を食らいなさいねえやっ風よわた
五感奥義。形を。燃えろ。
スオパーリオ
全力攻撃だ。せい。
やっいざ勝負
へっ。さい。燃えろ。ほっ。みんながそばにいてく。
剣に誓う
せい。
料理の時間だよいざ
くらえ。雨描きがたし。みんなは俺が守れ。せい。
いや話が通じないならいざ
歌よ認識とな。
風よ私にこの程度の傷
Oh man, so close. So close to 1 star. Can I get it? Nah, I don't think so. It's a bit too close here.
師匠の技を食らいなさい
Maybe? Ah, so close. I think 1 star is possible here, for sure. I was only short by like a second. But if 1 star's not possible on the rest, does it even matter? So we'll see. Oh no, these guys.
元気出してよ姿を見
試練満員だよ。
どうぞ受け取り
夜の源源
やっほっ。はっやっよっ。
みんなを守るか邪魔
ぎにしてあげる。
高評価よろしくお願いします。影のカラスが元気出してよ。
めくれます。音が聞こえる。
断罪の名に
The guy is very annoying.
一応目を覆える。
荷物です。引っかくぞ。
試練満員だよ。
Why does he have so much HP? How many rotations am I doing, man?
お嬢様の
ついてきて。見えないだろ。よっ。
高評価よろしくお願い。姿を見せよ。
めくれます。ほっせい根こそぎにしてあげる。ついてきて。一応目を覆えば。ほっせい
影のカラス。よいしょ。
And oh, this is over again.
荷物です。
Yeah, there's no way I'm getting
聞こえる。
that many stars on this one, so
ついてきて。試練満員だよ。
XZD brushing, really brushing. Yeah, I think there's gonna be another 27 star of this. I was very close to 1 star on Chamber 2, but this one is,
見えないだろ。
this guy is, not
ミ
pretty,
ュージック。
to say the least.
黒き翼よ。
めくれます。よっ。根こそぎにしてあげる。
荷物です。
Zero star for Lord 12? Yeah, it's probably gonna be a 0 star for Lord 12 again this cycle.
見えないだろ。
Can't be bothered to... We'll see it, we'll see. I don't know how fast Chamber Sight 2 is with this one, but just because of this guy, like,
せいめくれます。よっ。
I don't even think like I'm gonna
試
be
練
close
満員
here.
だよ。
I might get slightly faster though as I clear this. Like, I'm not counting the number of rotations my Tinari needs
一応
to take this guy out the first time, and it's like, what, 10
断罪の名によ。
rotations?
みんなを守るからね。
見えないだろ。根こそぎにしてあげる。
黒き翼よ。どうぞお受け取りください。
めくれます。ほっ
バーバラよ。ミュージック。姿を見せ。邪魔。はっ。
I'm thinking of mushrooms. Ooh, mushroom sounds tasty. Oh wait, this is Primal Geobishop and this guy, right?
燃えろ。みんなは俺が守れ。
この件はわかるかい。サリウルコ。
燃えろ。
いざ。
くらえ。みんながそばにいてくれるわ。
それ。や。
I think it's Chasm. Oh, this OST.
熱々でしょ。
I think. Yeah, I think it's the Chasm battle theme.
いざ。
What? Why am I on 300 ping? What?
料理の時間。
Why is my ping 300? What? I just spent all this time and now my ping is 300. I spent all this time doing first half, and now my ping is 300. Okay. Is my stream down? My ping is 300, I can't really continue this right now. Yeah, I can't even switch characters. This doesn't make sense. Man, I spent all that time defeating that stupid wilderness beast. Also, when my ping is 300, why does my timer still count down? Should my timer should count up. Scam. They put everything server side except for the stupid timer. I think that's just ridiculous. The timer should be server side as well. So that if it lags, it doesn't count. It doesn't count down. Alright, yeah, I spent like a whole full minute there at 300 ping. Great job, Hoyo. Great job. Very fair game. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see if I can try to finish this Primordial Bishop in 3 minutes. I don't think that's possible, actually. I think I'll run out of time. Just die already! Oh my gosh. You know, 3 minutes might be possible here. I fought Primordial Bishop many times before. Might be okay here. Oh, I realized I should have brought a shield character actually for Primo. It's alright. I should not have done that. Yeah, I mean, this was gonna be a retry anyway because I lagged for 300 ping. This OSC was fun to play. Yeah, this is a really good OSC. Definitely enjoyed the good old Inazuma. It really should allow us to customize the battle music in Abyss. Because it helps the repeating, because it starts feeling like a bit too repetitive after a while. We keep using the same song, but if you could swap out the songs on each retry, you know, it just feels slightly better as you're doing it. Asa phase 1, let's go. Why do you not use Aino for these dudes? Aino doesn't do anything against these dudes. Rushi. Because you don't get Ascendant Gleam during for Abyss, so it doesn't actually do anything. Aino can only increase to Nascent Gleam, and that's not enough for you to trigger the Aino's burst effect. That's why it's pay to win, baby. It's all pay to win, baby. It's all good though. No Ascendant means no max HP, exactly. So I know Like, there's no point using Aino here. Aside from she being a little cuter than Barbara, maybe.
姿を見せよ。
めくれましよっよっ根こそぎにしてあげる
Although I don't know whether there would actually be a lore reason for like Columbina's moon blessing not working in the abyss, spiral abyss. Doesn't seem like there would be a good lore reason for that
また
not working out.
元気出してよ。
I can at least clear abyss this time though. Remember last time we couldn't even clear abyss because it was impossible for me to use a different team than the one that I used to defeat Sigurd, and the team that I used to fight Sigurd is not gonna wouldn't have worked in the other chambers. This time maybe there's the chance. More like pull to engage the game, but I can see why pay to win rolls up the tongue easier. I mean, but tomato, right? So
音が聞こ
pay to win indeed.
答えなさい。
える一応目を覆えば
I mean, you could say you can get Freemo gems, but like
よいしょ。
at the end of the day, they still have like
姿を
pay value, right? They still have like monetary value, so the same thing. Whether you're earning money from free sources or earning money from outside, it doesn't really matter. It's still got to pay to win, baby. It's kind of like that thing, right? Like if I use my Google Play points and not my own money to buy all of my Welkins, I'm still paying, right? Like it's not like sure it's not my money, but like it still costs something. It's not like it was
見えないだろ
like you can't like claim to be free to play just because you got something for free. Like it's still like not technically a, you know. You could argue that you have to spend quite a lot of time saving up for promos, but ain't nobody got time for that. F2B crowd has left the chat, right? But I'm sure there are people who are like,
音が聞こ
yeah,
える
you could do all this in F2P, but you had to save a lot. You had to spend like a ton of time to even like get to that point.
荷物です。
Although I don't really know how much like how much you can save these days. Whether they nerf like the you know, the gain rate. Not entirely sure.
熱々でしょ。いざ勝負。
五感奥義全力攻撃だく 燃えろ
Playing Gene in Nationals actually feels pretty good.
せい 雨描きがたし燃えろみんながそばにいてくれるわ
話が通じないなら風の神よ、我らを導きたまえ。
せい
料理の時間だよ。
燃えろ
はあ、竹。
動くべきだ左右ルコ全力攻撃だくらえ
熱々でしょ。
Really considered by having mushroom soup right now. Nice. Nothing to do with the chasm mushroom I was thinking of earlier. I love mushroom soup actually. It's my favorite soup. Like if I could choose a soup, if I went to a restaurant and like we were choosing soups, I would get the mushroom
そ
one.
ばにいてくれる
いざ。
I feel like you can't really go wrong with that.
せい
はあ、師匠の技を食らいなさい。
雨描きがたし
熱々でしょ。
燃えろ
It just tastes good, you know?
くらえ 全力攻撃
いざ。勝負。
五感奥義この件はわかるかい
冒険
Natural MSG. Very nice.
風よ。
いざサイウル剣に誓ういざ
全力攻撃だ。
この剣はわかるかい
せい。燃えろ。
熱々でしょ。
みんなは俺が。
はあ、師匠の技を食らいなさい。
風よ私に応えるのだ股間奥義
せい。
料理の時間だよ。
いざ
As long as I don't die, I should be able to clear this. Barely, but should be able to barely clear this.
みんながそばにいてくれるわ。
熱々でしょ。はあ、
形は静止風の神よサイウル
はあ、料理の時間だ。
みんなは俺が守れ。燃えろ。
それ、師匠の技を食らいなさい。
雨描きがたし
それ、
せい。
Oh no, he brought these
全力
sticks.
攻撃だ。燃えろ。
はあ、フックオーパー。
いざ
Beautiful. Alright, we're done with Abyss. Woo! Nobody cares about Abyss anymore. Woo! Woo! 0-star floor 12. Alright. Clip it and post it to Reddit. This is the real this is what Genshin feels like for new players. Clip it and ship it. We're done. Actually done. We are so done with Abyss. Man, I miss the good old days. The good old days, you know. Kind of switch up the music for other for less battle music, more chill music. How are you doing, Brushy? Hope you're having a good Sunday. Let's see. Let's get some comfy music here, or we can just play like random Genshin music, actually, that we were already playing. Good old days when the AR-32 was full clear base, right? That moment Hyper Bloom was super strong. I think it was like a combination of Hyper Bloom and like the like you hit a lot of time, then it deals like true damage mechanic. That was pretty funny. The good old days. Hey, but to be fair, in that I think for that one it was a full clear, but not a full clear 36 stars. I believe it was a full clear any star challenge. I don't think that was ever happening. There was definitely like a really low level account that was like managed to clear floor 12, but I think it was just like any stars. I don't think it was like full stars, but they were able to do it. Can't even get gold RDs till yeah. But the thing about that season, I believe, like it didn't really matter what your RDs were. You just needed to like stack like you just needed to like hit a lot and stack EM, I think. So it was like relatively like easier to like take advantage of those Abyss buffs when it was coming out. Unless you do weekly, or really? Weekly unlocks it for you? I wouldn't know. That would be nice, but I think either way... Like you see all these posts about people like pre-AR45 asking like, oh, what are the best builds? It's like, bro, it doesn't even matter. Like just come come talk to me once you get to AR60, then we'll talk. In the meantime, just do whatever you want. It's funny because like there was the special radio program between like the Japanese cast, and it was Umaki Maeno-san and like Ayumu Murase-san, so like the JP voice of like Zhongli and Venti, and one of the guests on the show was Inefa's JPVA, to come and introduce the character and like talk about Inefa and stuff, and then like she was saying like, oh, I wish I can catch up with the two of you at some point in Genshin, and like they were all like, at your own pace, I guess. So even the VAs are very well aware of like how much time it actually takes to get to your account in like, not even like clear the content, right? To get your account in a position where you can start clearing the content. I think it's gotta be a couple like months at this point, right? Like at least I want to say 6 months. More realistically, if you're looking at like Stygian, like definitely at least a year, right? It's actually wild. A lot of the ENVA stream, I don't know about the Japanese. Oh no, this is not a it's not like a Japanese VA stream. Like the Japanese YouTube channel will regularly post like these there's the Genshin radio program, and it's only staffed by the Japanese VAs. Only the Japanese official channel has this. Because everybody knows basically that the Zhongli's VA and Venti VA like play Genshin pretty religiously, so they're like super up to date on like all the Genshin stuff, and it made a lot of sense for them to do that radio program. I know, but I mean like outside of official content. I'm pretty sure like Tomoaki Maeno does stream sometimes. I'm not sure like how often he streams. And even if they do stream, like for me they will be streaming in a very weird time zone anyway, like when I'm asleep, so like I wouldn't know. To be honest. I think Japan is like almost a complete opposite time zone of here on the Pacific coast. So but I have definitely seen clips of him streaming like his pulls from Avika and things like that. So I know he does stream kind of time. I don't know how regular he actually does it. Yeah, I live as if I'm in Australian time zone, which I think is very close to Japanese time. I think it's similar, yeah. You might be right. I don't know which one is more ahead or behind, actually. They might be similar.
あまり遠くに行くなよ。
悪魔でのありし栄光よ。
さあ、みんなに会い。
I think the Japanese streams tend to like come online pretty late at night for me, and then they start ending like around the time I wake up. So like a lot of them start streaming like around, should be morning for them is like around, I don't know, 9, 10, 11 PM here, and then they'll start ending stream sometime at like 6 or 7 AM in the morning. Like how is there, time zones are weird, like how is there not a 24-hour difference across one time zone? Wait, 24-hour difference? What do you mean?
あまり遠くに行くなよ。
いざ勝負
Like the way it's structured is definitely slightly weird. Like the 0-hour mark is somewhere like in the middle of the Pacific, I think. Or I wouldn't call it the 0 hour. The 0 hour is like Greenwich, which is somewhere in like the UK. I mean like the counter, the opposite of that is somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. If you keep going east, time zones increase in time. At what point does it stop increasing? It stops increasing somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, essentially, and then it loops back around. So that's if you go east. If you go west, what happens? If you go west across the Pacific Ocean, you actually like go forward in time, I guess, like really quickly a day, or like if you think about it a different way, you go backward in time, but not really. You go back in time, but you lose a day crossing that border. So like if I were to like cross the Pacific, I'll be still going back like, you know, a couple hours, but at the same time it would be a Monday. So it would be a Monday. I think like Hawaii is the last point where like it's still the same day. Like Hawaii is technically, I think, the earliest in the US, at least. In the sense that they're the slowest folks. Like time is passing. They're like not the time is passing slower for them, but they're just delayed the most, I guess. And then past Hawaii, you just like move an entire day forward at that point. That's so weird. I mean, they had to have time zones, right? Like it was like a necessity so that people can like function. Can't have everybody on the same time zone. I think the weird thing is like the areas where like the time zones don't really line up, because like time zones at the end of the day are a bit more of like a geopolitical boundary distinction rather than like actually reflecting the time of day. You know, hence we have like daylight savings and nonsense like that. So there are definitely cases where like you would expect this time zone, but it's not really this time zone. I know there are parts of like Arizona where it like they use a different time zone from the rest of Arizona, for example. And then the United States actually has, I want to say, like, if you don't include like just the territories, we have like technically 5 time zones, which is, and this is excluding like the weird island territories. It's only including like the US states. We have technically 5 time zones. We have East Coast time, Central time, Mountain time, Pacific time, Alaska time, and then Hawaii time. Actually, that's 6 time zones, right? That's 6 time zones. Did I say 6 time zones? Yeah, that's 6 time zones. I'm doing my math right. Yeah, because 4 within the contiguous US, and then Alaska is on its own time zone, and then Hawaii is on its own time zone. Pacific Mountain, Central, Eastern, and Atlantic. What is Atlantic? Wow. Is there one that's even later than Eastern time? Like, which part of Canada uses Atlantic? I guess it's so small. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, and like technically, like nobody really lives in Alaska, right? Except polar bears, or just bears, just normal bears as well, and a lot of fish. Probably the part that connects with the Atlantic Ocean, Lamau. I don't even know what part of Canada that would be. Yeah, it's funny because in America we span like 6 time zones, and then China has only 1 time zone, because they wanted to centralize everything and everybody uses Beijing time. And so for some folks it like completely does not make sense if they live out way on the west side of China or way on the east side. They're like, nope, everybody just follows Beijing time. Imagine if that would happen in America, it would be a complete disaster. Imagine everybody following New York time. That would be completely dumb. Extremely dumb. Or like Washington. Washington DC I think is Eastern time too, so about the same. you think I should pull for Columbina, Brushy?
Yo, yo.
Would that be a good idea? Considering I don't have any of the other Notcry characters. Probably not, right? Probably doesn't make sense, right? Wait, I spread misinformation. Oh no.
先手必勝
There's a last time zone called Newfoundland time. Oh.
お互い一歩引かないか
Where is Newfoundland? The most eastern time zone? Interesting. Newfoundland. I've heard it in
水が
songs,
跳ねて裾が汚れるし
but I didn't know that it was an actual place. I guess it is an actual
雨に濡
place.
れたマントが重たいし
Newfoundland and Labrador in St. John's Island.
とりあえずどこかで雨宿りしよう
Huh, yeah, you're right. Canada does stretch out quite a little bit. Very interesting. It always confused me why Alaska is part of the US and not Canada. But probably because Canada just doesn't want it. It's too far to the west.
Heavy. その色と形から占いをする人もいるんだろうか。だとすれば、身の
Even most
安全
Canadians don't care about the Northern Territory. Makes sense. Are there even people there? Wait. Are there even cities there, or is it just mostly wilderness? Yeah, I bet there's definitely small towns somewhere in the north, but probably way too cold to even get to or visit.
走ると
Or even if it's
泥水
worth
が跳ねて裾が
visiting.
汚れるし、飛ぶと雨に濡れたマント
I like these
重たくて
Fontaine
仕方ない
songs. Fontaine songs are very comfy.
とりあえずどこかで雨宿りしよう。よっ。はっ。やっ。
Yeah, I mean there's small towns there. I rode that once and it took around 26 hours. Oh my! Well, at least there's a road that connects them. I guess there's gotta be at least a road so that they can get food and they can get supplies. But the map lies how tall BC really is. Yeah, it's because Canada is too far to the north, so the flat map doesn't like do it justice. It's a lot more like curves. If you look at the Google, if you look at the spherical Google maps, it's a better estimate of like Canada's size, which I think makes it pretty similar in size to the rest of the United States. I think there's like the flat maps always, because of the map projection. When you get closer to the poles, like things look bigger than they actually are. And that's mainly because they decided to preserve direction. They decided to preserve the fidelity of your direction rather than the fidelity of the size, which I think is, makes sense because maps are mainly used for navigating, not for estimating the size of things. That is why, like, yeah, the Mercator projection or something. I don't even know how to say it, but that's why Greenland looks really big, even though it's not really. And Australia also looks slightly bigger than it is, although Australia is pretty big generally. Antarctica, I think, definitely looks very weird on the map because it looks like Antarctica looks like this line, and it's far from a line. Like if you look at an actual picture of Antarctica, if Antarctica was the flat surface, it's like roundish with like stuff. Australia is really big. Yeah, Australia do be pretty big. It'll definitely be pretty big. I think it's actually bigger than Greenland, even though they're about the same size on a flat map. It's actually much bigger than Greenland, I think. Although most of Australia is a desert. TheTrueSize.com? What is this? Oh, that's a horrible link. Yeah, true. That looks like a very horrible link. The true size of Japan versus US. Oh, interesting. Australia versus Greenland. Greenland. Greenland versus Australia. Yeah, Greenland is actually tiny compared to Australia. Even though it's like it's not even half of Australia actually. Africa is absolutely massive. Africa is not even near the coast. So like what you see on Africa is like pretty much the true size of Africa and the scale of it. That is 100% legit the size of Africa. It makes the Great Deserts even greater. Yeah. It's big amounts of landmass. I mean, I believe like life on Earth supposedly started in Africa or something, right? Or at least human life on Earth started somewhere in the fertile plains of Africa. I can confirm that's true. A long time ago. Rushy is exposing his age as a couple gazillion years old. I'm actually the primordial one? Damn. But why are you sleeping, Brushy? Why are you sleeping? You wake up and like fix your world. All the abyss is running around. And also, by the way, just like put Rare in jail as well while you're at it. Oh, we actually did get a not cry music. Oh. You want me out? I've seen some theories floating around saying Fanny's maybe Asmodee. Yeah, I think it was never confirmed that Fanny's was the primordial one, right? That's still like the best guess, but not entirely not confirmed yet. I believe the wiki hasn't put Fanny's as primordial one, if I'm not mistaken. Even the book itself wasn't sure. Yeah, so Fanny's, even in the wiki, it says it's speculated name from before Sun and Moon. So it's only speculated. They even acknowledge it's not 100% sure there. Also, I'm saying it wrong. It's not Asmodee, it's Asmodai. 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 Exactly. She might have died, I don't know. Thank God the wiki outright doesn't say they're the same. Yeah, they're not. Well, it's not that they're not. It's that it's speculated to be the same, but not confirmed yet. They could still be correct. One of the titles of the Heavenly Principles is Descender, which is like what? The most vague title ever. So you might as well call like yeah, one of the alternate titles of the Heavenly Principles is Descender. And like the Descender, apparently. And like, wait, this is a very vague title. There are plenty of Descenders. But wait, that's actually true though. They said it's true. In one of the Tanatia quests, it says most humans can barely control elemental forces. The Descender tossed them into Tevat, giving them the power to change environments to suit themselves. So that, I mean, that's clearly referring to Primordial One, right? Because you're the one who, you know, put the humans there. It's just funny that like it's being quoted as like a title for the Descender, the first Descender. Yeah, I guess. In the quote, they don't actually say first; it just says the Descender. But I guess at the time of writing, there might have only been one Descender, so counts, I guess. Then it wasn't that vague at that time because there was only one Descender. Maybe later on, after that, they had to start like making up more an entire category because there were too many Descenders. I was actually like thinking a little bit about the whole like Descender thing, and it really comes to the classic trope of like, you know, foreign objects coming to like your planet, right? That's always been a very traditional. Crazy how little we know about the Light Realm. We're starting to know more things about it. I think like as we like the Kubaki stuff and all that, like gives us quite a good glimpse into what the powers of the Light Realm are. And I think Columbina's like final release is gonna give us quite a bit of lore there. So I'm pretty hopeful for that piece. A lot of the Descender lore like comes from these no, there are a lot of like myths and like legends and Phlogiston. Yeah, Phlogiston as well. The 7 elements were split from it. I think those are definitely related. I know a Kubaki can be split too. Probably. You see, like if the Light Realm is light, right, then the moon power is just a reflection of the light, right? Because the sun is where the source of the light is. There's no like sun in this context, but if the sun is like the light power of light in this context, then the moon power is just a reflection of that light. So it's just one of the facets of that power. But there's, you know, a more primordial source of it somewhere. So far we've heard about Tevat's moons, but nobody talking about Tevat's suns, are we? Even like the title before Sun and Moon talks about there's a sun there, so like where's the sun? Where's the fake sun in the sky? We'll keep talking about the fake moon, but what about this fake sun that we have? I feel like PO just came to a dragon planet and made Tevat, so everything outside of it should be Light Realm. Wasn't everything outside of it supposedly Abyss though? That's why like there needs to be someone protecting the world's borders or something. And if the elements are like, well, I guess the dragon elements might not be the same as the current Tevat elements. I'm not entirely sure what the dragon's elements were. But if they are like similar in a way, yeah, the dragons didn't live in the Abyss. Yeah, no, but like they did like harness the power of like Phlogiston in the Light Realm. So like maybe that's like the OG.
周りの見ててくれ。
先手必勝。集まるのはありし栄光よ。やっ。
Phlogiston is one specific power. I would say it's more of like a manifestation of the same power. I don't think it's like,
あまり
oh, these are just separate things. I think they're very connected.
さあみんなに
お互い一歩引かないか。ごめん、ちょっとどいてくれる。
So I'm gonna bet that like learning more about the moon power will get us, it will tell us a little bit more about the other phlogiston. I guess that they're all like coming from the same primordial power
もう自由
at some point. So
お互い一歩引かないか。
but the interesting thing is that even in IRL, like there's always been a fascination with like things that came from outer space. And the main reason is actually because things do actually come from outer space. There's a lot of evidence on Earth about foreign material that, you know, came from asteroids that once struck Earth a long time ago. You know, there's always, you know, the meme that, not the meme, but like the traditional story of the dinosaurs getting wiped out by like a meteorite, right? Which most likely actually happened. We don't know if that's like exactly how it happened, but we do know that things have smashed into the Earth before and basically caused widespread devastation, right? Everything about like descenders and things coming from like outer space, like even in Genshin, like sort of fits that theme. Like things from outside like bringing a lot of change, usually disaster. The English localization wording is beneath the secret source is misleading. Based on the original Chinese text, Heavenly Phlogiston did not create elemental energy from phlogiston. It only transformed elemental energy to similar properties as phlogiston. Yes, that makes sense. But they did not split the element up. I guess it depends on what you mean by split the element up. If you're saying like they... Well, phlogiston is not an element, right? Like, you can think of phlogiston as like a... as like a more primordial power-ish. But like... if you're saying that like... he sort of took phlogiston and split it into 7 elemental energy. Woohoo, prism colors of light. I was like saying phlogiston was split into 7 elements that would be used with visions. Maybe in the English, right? Maybe that was in the English. What it sounds is like the English localization was wrong. Is that it wasn't split. It was just when he created the elemental energy, he might have borrowed properties from phlogiston or like used phlogiston as an idea to create those elemental energy. Like we don't actually know. And honestly, like the question between like whether he split it or like he just fashioned it in the lens of phlogiston, like I don't even understand the difference between those two, right? Like practically, what does it actually mean? Like there's no difference. He created the elemental energy, whatever. That's what happened. The whole computronium and atom thing was very weird about phlogiston. Yeah, we don't actually know the implications of like what does that mean yet. Like whether or not like he created the elemental energy like from phlogiston or he just fashioned it. Like that specific detail, like does it change anything? We don't have anything to go off of there yet, you know. Computronium is a real life theory though. Are you still talking about the big I can't even pronounce it. The big universe destroying weapon again. So we can get a lot from just that. Well, That's a danger again, right? Yeah, the danger again is like using the myths that it's based on to say that okay, this is the established fact of the game, and because we know that that's not how it works, right? They're borrowing themes and ideas. It doesn't mean that everything that the myth says is gonna come to pass in Genshin or come true, right? So it's just always a bit of danger there. Like a lot of the people who talk about lore definitely will have to draw upon these as like hints, but we should understand them as mostly hints, right? So not so much as like, okay, this is actually what's happening. Because let's face it, like there are too many myths that Genshin has pulled together, and like they can't all be true at the same time. They wouldn't just steal the IR theory and do absolutely nothing with it other than stealing the name. Well, they could steal the name and like maybe parts of it that they like and toss away parts of it that they don't like. That's kind of storytelling and writing in general. Like if I were to like write my own idea of power, like I would, oh, this is a cool name for this element, but I wanted to do this thing instead of this thing. But I like to name this thing cool, so let me look up like a cool name for this thing. You know, it happens. Like it's entirely possible that you would use just the name of something from a writing perspective, but you need it to sound cool. And the main thing is mostly because they can't all be true at the same time. They pull from too many wisps for all of them to be true at the same time. Something's gotta give here. Bring a new fruit in Genshin called the papaya, and Genshin does just make papaya an animal. Like, why bother? I could see a papaya being an animal. That's a pretty cute name for an animal, if I would say so myself. At the very least, it would be a fruit in the game. Okay, that's kind of a bit of a contrived example, but papaya doesn't sound very cool, per se. But you know, like the main reason I think like story writers like to draw from myth is that like mythologies is because those are tend to be lesser known. So like when you say it, like it sounds cool, right? And you know, you tend to stay away from the legends and stories that are a bit too common, right? So this thing is safe to assume bare minimum, at least when it comes to whatever the hell Computronium is. I mean, you can assume, but then it's still good that, you know, it's an assumption. You can be safe in that assumption, but it's still an assumption. It might be a safe assumption to make, but yes, you're exactly right. That is still an assumption. It's a good guess. It's a nice hypothetical guess. At the end of the day. But more often than not, it tends to become like a... It's more likely that the writers didn't really think too much about it, and the person like reading it is taking things a bit too far, you know what I mean? The creative process doesn't extend to like, oh, I want to use this myth, but then like, actually this thing doesn't quite fit our worldview. It's okay, we'll just use the name, you know, like, like that's probably all they thought about it. Most of the time, it's probably all like the extent of how they thought about it, and then like everybody's just reading into like the actual myth, and like, and the writers are sitting there going like, interesting, yeah, those are interesting. It would be interesting to actually see like the Genshin story team's writing process. I mean, do you have any example of that happening already in the 5 years of Genshin? Example of what? Sorry. And I think Genshin is particularly bad in like just grabbing random names too. I feel like this might not be true in the story, but at least for like the names of their events and on the names of like their quests, I've definitely felt like they're just like making up random English words, like, and maybe that's just the English localization. To be fair, that might just be the English localization being completely dumb. Because I think the cool thing you can do is that if you look up these like myth names, and then look it up which ones they use in the Chinese or in the Japanese, you might like actually come to very different conclusions. Because some names like don't like fly very well in certain like culture, like in those languages. And some of them using Araloran doing absolutely nothing with it except stealing the name. Like all of the abilities of characters, essentially. I mean, it's hard to actually say like do absolutely nothing with it except stealing the name, right? But if you do absolutely like minuscule amounts with it, I think that also has to count, right? So I'm like we talk about the world tree, right? We talk about Irminsul, and Irminsul I think is a very big like a very a very big English localization problem. They use the word Irminsul literally just pretty much just for the name and it sounding cool that it was Irminsul. And the English localization had no business calling it Irminsul. Like I'm talking about the tree, okay, not the king. The king can have his own name. We will get to the king in a little bit. But the tree in Sumeru should not have been called Irminsul in the English localization. That was just like some random localization team thought they wanted to have a cool name for that tree. Boom. Because the translated name wouldn't have gone very well. What was it called in CN? It's like the Great Tree or the World Tree, depending on how you translate it. In the Japanese, it's Sekaiju, which is Sekai is world, right? It's the World Tree. The tree in the English localization should have been just called the World Tree. There was nothing. It didn't have to be called Irminsul. Irminsul is like the Germanic like myth version of the World Tree. It didn't have to be called that. It could have just been called the World Tree, because in the Chinese and in the Japanese it does not say Irminsul in the name of that tree. And now that King Irmin's name is revealed to be Irminsul, it's a huge mislead. Yeah, exactly. It's a huge mislead. It has nothing to do with Irminsul at all, because in the Japanese and the Chinese, King Irminsul is spelled out Irminsul. Irminsul. But like, and that's correct. But the World Tree itself is never referred to as with the name Irminsul in the Japanese or the Chinese. So that's an example of like how the English and I think it might just be an English localization problem. Honestly, like how they're drawing from like random mythological names, but there's also like times when like whether it's like character ability names or like event names, or like even the names of certain quests, like they're just using a very weird English word that they didn't use in the Japanese. And I noticed this because I'm like looking at the Japanese name when I'm doing the quest, and it's like, and I'm looking at the English name of the quest, it's like, wait, I don't remember this quest. Where was this weird name in this quest? And I'm like, I think English may have given us too much lore too early. Both Irminsuls are connected. I don't think they're connected. Mostly because they don't actually share any connection in the other languages. So and it doesn't really make sense for them to be connected either. If you think about it a little straight. Like, how can he suddenly become a tree in Sumeru of all places? I mean, sure, I guess maybe Karya is like technically underneath Sumeru or something. I don't know. It could happen. It could happen. No, but you're assuming things are okay. Sure. It could happen. It could happen that they're gonna King Urban became the tree, and Nahida actually like knows everything about King Urban, and you know, maybe his remains spawned the tree or something. I that's like the closest I can get to it. Like the closest thing I can imagine is his remains or whatever like event like became the seed of the tree, and the tree grew up. Ta-da! I didn't say he became a tree lamau. No, but that's how I see it being connected, right? How else are you going to explain why the tree is called Irminsul and the king is also called Irminsul? We can come up with like our theories here, but like I can see maybe the remains of him becoming the tree, but I still don't understand why he would be why that name would still stick. And clearly the name doesn't actually stick in the Chinese and Japanese, so yeah. But I do that is just like one example. Like I'm sure there's like more that I haven't thought of, but like And I think it's mostly related to the English localization, to be honest. They probably didn't do a bad job. It's because they can't pronounce it. They can't pronounce World Tree. Just call it the World Tree. It's called World Tree in like every other language. And if you look up the Irminsul in the Genshin wiki, it literally says like not to be confused with the World Tree. And this article is about the tree. If you look up Irminsul the tree, it will say this article is about the tree. For the last king of Khaenri'ah, please see Irmin. And you click on Irmin, it will say this article is about the last king. For the tree, see Irminsul. Because the wiki itself is like confused. It's like, wait a sec, these things are completely unrelated. There's currently no lore tying the two at all in any books. Can't pronounce Irminsul, thank the latest patch. Oh my gosh. Even like if you look up Genshin Wiki, they actually have like these separate entries, and because it's so confusing, they had to add a note that like these two are different things. So I don't know. It could also be they share the same name, right? Like just because things have the same name doesn't mean that they are the same thing. That's also entirely possible. They just happen to have the same name, right? I know two people called Jonathan. They are not the same person, even though they're both named Jonathan, right? Ta-da, we're done. That would be really funny if like Genshin released a character with the exact same name as another playable character. It would be so funny because like it's actually realistic that within like 200 characters or 100 characters, there should at least be one shared name. Like names are so common that like there's almost like zero chance you don't share a name with like someone else, pretty much. Unless you have like a completely crazy name like Elon Musk's children. That's a different point. You mean to tell me you're not a blonde woman with a massive sword that goes by the same name? Exactly. Exactly. They could have just had the same name, that's it. Because at the end of the day, you don't choose your name, right? Like, someone names you. So if that person naming you just decided this is a nice name, ta-da, we're done. You can choose at 18 if I recall correctly. Yeah, but you still would have had a name before you were 18, right? Like, you can change your name and give yourself a name legally, but you know, before that, like you're still being named by things. And I think like most people probably don't. I think there are people who like change like I mean you can change your last name right when you get married and things like that. I would think like the number of people who like rename themselves are probably really low. Um, because if like you grew up and people like call you that name and suddenly you change that name, like it's like people are just gonna be confused about what to call you. And it also like doesn't really matter to most people. If you want to be called by something else, you just introduce yourself as something else, and people are just gonna call you that something else. You don't have to be legally named something, unless like it really matters in terms of like legal documentation and things like that, right? So I think for the most part, people tend to stick with their names unless they're either like pulling a prank, trying to make a joke, or trying to be like really avant-garde or like really out there. I can see it happening at times. All right, but we are done with Abyss, and we have the 100% not cry, and we have done our TCG. So I think we're pretty much done with this patch. So let me just make sure I have all my resin. Oh, I have this one. Are these the exact same? OEMs? Gosh. I might have to log in later today to use. Oh, actually 9 minutes for parametric. Okay, that's good. Artifact transmuter is used. Lunar Arcana case, which I have nothing in here. Lul. And we have completed Abyss. Okay, welcome in. Yeah, how you doing? Up Saber, A. How was your Sunday going? I have 100% not cry Lihan. Look at this. I know this is 94%, but like I basically 100% it. I just don't want to unlock this shrine yet. But it's basically 100%. Still sick, Heck W? I hope you feel better soon, Lihan. Is it like a flu? I know the flu has been going around. Well, I hope you feel better. And get a lot of rest. Honestly, I don't know. I had it since last Friday, but are you like coughing a lot or like is it like a fever? Coughing? Yeah, the coughing is annoying for sure. Because it kind of like stops you from like talking a lot. It's kind of sus. I've definitely had my share of like really long periods of time when I was coughing. I had like a chronic cough for I think like at least 5 months before, I want to say 3 to 5 months. Alright, Nefa's still stuck up here. And like that was not fun. I would have to like I had to keep explaining to everybody that I have a cough, but like it's not that bad actually. But it was also annoying because I would cough like really hard. And it would like hurt. But I hope you feel better soon, Lihan. Drinking honey definitely helps. Oh, wait, I realized this is the Arlecchino's theme. I'll be changing my way. Only when I shower, that's probably me taking really hot showers. Wait, are you taking really hot? What do you mean by really hot showers? Never Yen sounds like she genuinely needs help getting down. Oh, really? She definitely sounds like she's playing in the Japanese. Nosebleeds. I see what you're doing there. And JPC sounds playful, yeah. Tasu tete.
もう自由だ
風の神
Because if we are, like, save me normally would be like Tasukete, right? Tasukete.
いざ
Tasukete.
バシャバシャすい
知恵の頂点よそれはっ
I need to like destroy as many of these enemies as possible. Why is Su pronounced as Su other times it is not in Japanese? What do you mean? Why is Su pronounced as Su other times it is not? Can you give an example and maybe I can explain? Tasukete. I think it's I think it's mostly pronounced as Su, and there's a very specific example you're talking about. Itadakimasu. So the way I would explain it, it's not that it's pronounced differently. It's that they do the drop. They drop the last vowel. It's kind of like in how like in English you might drop the R at the end of like certain words like car and like letter in certain like dialects, right? In Japanese, it's typically standard to drop the U if it ends the word. So like itadakimasu, it's sort of like just an implied U at the end, but it's not that it's pronounced differently. It's just that it's not pronounced. Like the U is just dropped. It's unvoiced essentially. But it's still implied that it's there. If that makes sense.
じゃあな
It doesn't have to be at the end. Like even in like Tasukete, most people will say it fast enough that you don't really hear the su. So instead of Tasukete, people will say Tasukete instead. So it's more of just like a dropping thing. Like, and when you're talking like fast in Japanese, it's just natural to do it. It's easier to say it that way. Knife, knife. Okay, that one's just spelling, I think. That one is just wrong spelling. English just spells things wrong. This is a good point though, knife and knife. There was like a lot of examples they were talking about, like trying to think. There are a lot of surprisingly like silent vowels, like in time, right? When you say like there are like 3 hours, the H is silent, right? In the word hour. It's literally pronounced the same as OUR, hour and hour. There's no difference. It's the H is just completely silent there. Its only purpose is to distinguish it in writing from the other hour. But when you're saying it, it's the exact. You don't even say the H. Like, I want to say like silent letters are surprisingly common in English. Like there are many like normal words that have just randomly have silent letters. Iron is one of them. Like these iron chunks that I'm picking up. Iron has a silent R. Iron. You might even like argue that the O is silent because there's no O sound in there. It's just iron. It's just I and N, really iron. Iron. So I think chunk at least has a bit of an N pronunciation. The NK sort of merges into like one word. New spelling problem: iron, 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 iron. Like nobody says iron. That doesn't even make sense, right? It's closer to the word ire, I think. I-R-E, ire. Iron, iron, yep.
自由になれ
Ireland. Yeah, the word Ireland has a silent R and a silent D at the end. The D at the end of land is also silent. Ireland, the D is silent there. But there's a lot of silent letters in English. A lot of them, I would say like the only use is for them to differentiate in writing from other words. But otherwise they're not pronounced. Still useful for that purpose though. Sometimes you can use it as a hits for pronunciation, but that's not very consistent most of the time, I think. Should we try Sigurd again? I need to get his last achievement. Which is, wait, not this team. This is my secret team. Isn't it with a Nemo? Then I'm gonna randomly equip her with. I'm gonna randomly equip her with. Oh no, not this. Does anybody even use this quick configuration thing? It's so sus. I guess there's no HP. Wait, there can't be no HP goblet, right? There has to be HP goblet. I need to put HP percent, that's why. That makes sense. Alright. Now she has 34,000 HP. How are we on this one actually? Yep. We can do parametric. This is a very interesting song. Shen Yu Fisherman song. It would be nicer if it were Chinese, but it was just random gibberish. Just him saying nun, 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 nun. Beautiful song. It would be nicer if there were actual lyrics to it though. He was just saying gibberish the whole time. Translate. There's no translation. It's not a language. He's just speaking gibberish. Alright. Wait, Barb needs to be on Barb needs to be on heal set as well. What? I don't even have a Maiden's Beloved set for this. Sucks. Alright, I'll use this one. Alright. Barbara is now HP.
Yeah, 完成。ミュージック。セッフットセッ。
Alright, Sigurd, I summon thee. So I need to like make sure I don't get hit by his big attack. I think that's the hardest part. But otherwise, it should work.
灯火は消えない悪を断つ
元気出してよ。はっ、痛い。
悪を断つ長き夜が明けるまで悪を滅する
Oh, I actually cancelled it. Wow. Interesting. Didn't think that was possible. What? Did I not hit that?
みんなを守るからね。邪魔しないで。
Next IT is plunge? Oh no.
怖がらないで。
長き夜が明けるまで悪を滅する
完成。ほっはっえい。
Bro, come over here, sir.
星のご加護は。はっ
悪を断つ
風と共に去れ。
Go, go, go. Yo, I did it! Do, do. Even the sound is so weird. Like, you could tell him dying twice there. Do, do. Like, do, do. Because the game was trying to get him to the zombie form, but couldn't. Because he just died. Plunge? I guess you gotta pull Verissa, right? Oh dear. If Columbina comes out to be like a plunge character, oh no. I thought you made the sound. No, Secret made the sound when he drowned. And he made it twice because I think like the game was killing him in zombie form and then killing him again. Like killing him in normal form and then killing him again in zombie form. For good. So I think that's how it works. I'm glad that I can actually cheese this one though. The rest of them are going to be like harder. Why do you keep killing him? No, I had to get the achievement. The first time I killed him, I didn't get the I was hit by his burst. So like I didn't get the don't get hit achievement. But now I do. Oh, 20 primos. Easy. Now I just have Crab Czar, which I think is possible, and Raskolnikov. I think the third one is going to be hard, but Crab Czar might be okay. Shoot down Crab Czar before it executes Almighty Bombardment second time. Also, wait, why is there a not yet compiled? I guess there's one more that they're going to release. Huh? Or there might be more. There might be actually more of these local legends as we go. Wow, I did it all legit. I did it legit too. It was legitimately drowning him. Legitimately drowned him and his zombie buddies. Take that. Can't escape Fontaine's waters. You know? If only I can drown Raskolnikov. But he's not close to any water. Although maybe if I tornado him out of the arena, he might die. Nah. Probably better to just beat him. Where is the So I have a lot of resin I need to use actually. And I think we do want to level up some of these. Was there like one that I haven't crafted yet? I think it was the I think it was the other one. Let's see, for this new character I'm getting next patch, do I have all the materials I need? Let me see. Freedom. Oh yeah, I could just farm books, I think. That could work. How many books do I need? I think we could just farm the Not Cry books. If I were to guess between these three books, which one Columbina would be? It's probably Moonlight, right? Moonlight is the blessing of the land between Elysium is the dream of the land. Frequency is the living of the land. It's probably Moonlight, right? Alright, we'll do Moonlight. Just in case I pull Columbina. Always good to get my Sunday books in. Also, wait, I should craft one more resin. What do you mean just in case you pull her? I always like to farm, like because like I don't know like which character I'm gonna get. Like I have basically like I have stocks of all of the talent materials to at least get any character to 999. So I've completed that for all of the regions. What that means is that it doesn't matter what free character I get or which character I pull, like I can level them up to 999 talent. No problem. Because I farmed all of the books. All of them. Yeah, even Natlan I think is fully farmed. Yeah, I fully farmed the Natlan book. So any character I don't have to I've already pre-farmed every single book. The Not Cry books I haven't yet. So we'll do the Not Cry books. Only 37 crowns, I'm slacking. True. I've definitely missed a couple of crowns, I think. Have I? I probably missed some crowns from like the shop, right? There's a shop. It's not the events, I think it's the shop. The shop now has a crown, I can't buy that one because that one only uses like the rebate thing. I can't buy this one every month. Unfortunately. I might be able to buy it this month. No, I can't. No. Yeah, I know. So I haven't been able to buy this every month. I think it first came out like a year ago, so that's like 12 crowns I don't have or something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. I have 37 crowns I haven't used yet. I am in no need to. I'm in no need to use them yet. All right, let's do these books. Oh well, indeed. Twelve Triple Crown characters. Is it 12? I have quite a few Triple Crown characters. I remember. I have to count them. I have Jean Triple Crowned. I have Tinari Triple Crown, that's 2.
あまり遠くに行くなよ
I have Barbara Triple Crown, 3. I have Xiangling Bennett Xingqiu Triple Crown, that's 6. I have Fischl Triple Crown, that's 7. I have Kaya Triple Crown, that's 8.
自由になれ
I have Lisa Triple Crown, that's 9. Who else? Who else do I have Triple Crown? Pretty sure there's more, right? I have Kirara Triple Crown, that's 10. I have... Is that it? Maybe it's just 10.
さあみんなに挨拶だ
Oh, hold on, but didn't use 4 characters, but that's 12 characters already. That's good enough then. Then I'm good. We Gucci. I'll get power credit 1 patch for 37 crowns and now use that. Wait. I haven't used the 37 crowns yet. What do you mean useless? They're still useful. Hold up. They're still useful. Hold up there, Brushy. They're not useless. Because it's not used yet. Take that. Slap him. Slap him.
自由になれ
You know what is useless? All the primo gems that people used prior to 4.0. Take that, you losers. Oh my gosh, though that was useless. Oh my gosh. And then the primo gems that people use in 4.0 are still not useless yet. Getting there. But my stocks go up. My stocks only go up. Let me use false logic. Nahida very useful. Is she though? I was like watching something and they said like Nahida was actually like ruining their reactions a little bit. And I'm like, what? That's funny. Not that I know what she's good for anymore though. Yeah, 250 EM very fine. Okay. You know it sounds like copium at this point, right? People just copium on all the primos they used before that. Maybe Venti getting above copium? Let's go. Where are the Zhongli stocks? Where are the Zhongli stocks, guys? Where are the Raiden stocks? Actually, the Raiden folks are not too bad. I want to say. It's the people who went C6 Raiden. I will laugh at them. Unashamedly. I will laugh at those people. C6 Raiden. Maybe not laugh, but maybe it's more like it's more like it's like a mix of pity and like my condolences. I don't think I could have cleared Dire without Nahida, so that says something. But you probably could have cleared Dire if you had some other character besides Nahida, right? I see llamas here on Nevercons, yeah, probably. Yeah, see?
バシャバシャす風よ
I mean, the heater is probably still useful now. Just because Dendro is seeing a bit of resurgence. That's nice. But did all your primos go to Nahida and nobody else? I think not. I think not, actually.
周りを見張っててくれ
But that's just shifting costs. I'm pretty sure you spent about other characters. What about IT? IT you don't need. Like, any character will do in IT. There's no specific character you need for IT. As long as it's your element, it's good enough. Like, you don't have to actually, like... have fun with your 8 characters on your account, but sure. You need enough characters? Okay, sure. But guess what, Brushy? I am having fun, so suck it. Suck it. I am having fun. But those people who pulled, not having a lot of fun, trust me. Not having a lot of fun realizing the characters are not that good anymore. Got him! Got him. You know what's fun? What's fun to me is my 600,000 primo gems that I will be getting very soon, actually. That is fun to me. And those people are just gonna be jealous. There are a lot of haters, actually. Like, there are a lot of haters on this run, and that's mostly because people are just jealous. And that is actually a fact. Okay, 600, almost, I'm at 539, so I have to be like careful actually, like, sometime like maybe 2 weeks from now, like we will hit 600,000. So I have to like, make sure I get that correct. But yeah, we're gonna hit that soon, it'll be a big milestone. That will probably be our last milestone, depending on whether, I mean, yeah, even if I don't pull Columbina, I will still, like, I think 600,000 is the last milestone I can probably hit before like Alice comes out. I know a couple of Chinese search on this chump change took you 5 years, but it'll take me 1 minute to swipe. I mean, I could swipe as well, but I just choose not to. That's all. I definitely have it. I could also swipe as well if I really wanted to, but nah, I'd rather save money for the next Monster Hunter game. I'd rather spend the money on the next Wilds game, right? Like if you think about it, like the math doesn't even work out. Like, how much does like okay, let's say you need like 70 pulls, right? Or just 75? 75 is the average, maybe. 75 pulls in Genshin is like 160 primos each, right? Which is like 12,000 Genesis. Next Wilds game running at 5 PS instead of 10 FPS. I mean, part of that savings also goes to like a new PC. Also, the Wilds game is probably going to have the same performance because I think it's a DLC. It's not like they're going to increase the specs of it. If anything, they're probably going to improve the performance. So it's about the same. It should be about the same as the current performance, if not better. As long as they make good on their like performance promises, I think. But I mean, it's just ignoring Wilds for a second. Like, just any game, any other game that you would buy, like maybe costs like, I don't know, $70, right?
あるいは果物を持ってきたと思う
And that's already
そう
like
することで
what can $70 get you in Genshin,
見えてくる
right? Let's look at the shop. What can $70 actually get you in Genshin? And if I go to Crystal top up, $70 like only gets me like not even 6,000 Genesis crystals, bruh. Huh? That game needs to be deeply studied to figure out how the dev team put it wrong. But I mean, just look at this. Okay, maybe you get a bonus 6,000 if you buy it the first time. But like $70 will get you like this pack, and then maybe like this pack, maybe 2 of these packs. So you get 6,000 and like maybe 2,000, 8,000 on top. Which if you're lucky, you can get the 5-star you want, but if you lose your 50-50, it's over. You know, like, I could have gotten a whole new game. just getting like this character I might not even get. You know, like the math just doesn't map out, like, in terms of gacha. The gacha math does not map out. It's so much more cost efficient to just get a better game. just buy a game. Just buy a better game than Genshin. Then you have to play that game. Yeah, but at least you can at least you can now choose your between your time and versus like Genshin, right? What a chore. I think Genshin is the real chore, right? Like having to do random abyss and like having to log in every day. I think that's the real chore. Whereas like Wilds, I don't have to. I can choose when to play it. I don't have to play every day. And I think that's I don't know, that's to me that's a lot of like freedom that you don't get when you're playing like the daily gacha game like this. And honestly, like I play a lot of daily games that you just have to log in, and it definitely like at some point like you're gonna I like wake up and realize, hey, it's actually not worth it anymore. That happened to me with like Pokemon Go at some point. I used to play that super religiously. Then when I stopped playing it, I was like, wow, I have so much time now. The same thing is gonna happen for Genshin. Like when I eventually like stop Genshin, like wait a sec, I have so much time to do like everything else now. It's actually gonna be wild. Pun intended. Speaking of data, call it all my gacha again. It's time for my beloved Stellar Blade this weekend. Yeah, exactly. See, imagine that if you didn't have to do all your dailies, but you could just like focus on like the games that you like Stellar Blade and like cool games like that that you can actually try out. You know, so you don't have to like spend all of your time doing all the other daily stuff. Just pick and choose your battles, I guess, at the end of the day. I mean, if you want to keep doing it, obviously like keep going for it, because that's still part of your like personal goals and stuff. But it's always okay to just pick the better game and choose that from now on, kind of thing. I still find it very sus that this one I was only able to get. I was able that most number 3 I was able to get for 1,000. That's not bad. And we're in a perfect position. I think we only need a couple more to get free Kale. And we only need 1,000 to get the crown, so we should be okay here. You ain't getting me off my gacha, but I've dropped 2 already. Oh no. Wait, was it Wuwa and are you still playing Zenless, Brushy? I don't know if you play Zenless. I know you play Impact 3 Star Rail. Wuwa and Zenless, okay, Wuwa and Zenless you did drop. Okay, correct. I was right then. Although I did see like there was this new game called Duet Night Abyss. I don't know if you've heard of it. But I think it's another gacha that people started. It might be a gacha. I don't remember if it was a gacha or if it's not a gacha. But it's free to play, so I'm assuming it's a gacha. There's no such thing as a free to play game. But I saw some news about Duet Night Abyss. That came out. Another waifu game as per usual. Except it looks like all the characters are actually just female. There's no like male characters at all. It's probably gonna die like a normal gacha then. Oh wait, there is a male character. There's one. I see one male character. That's good. That's progress. Okay, I see 2 male characters now. Okay, 3 male characters. So maybe this is good after all. As long as they have male characters, like they have a chance to like be well liked by everyone. That game used to be gacha before release, so they changed it. I don't know what's the catch though. Oh, it used to be gacha, really? Well, how did they monetize then? Red Knight Abyss. Monetize. Is it just like costumes? Will the new monetization framework work? Time-gated character shorts farming. So it was cosmetic purchase revenue so far. Nobody's telling me how it works. It focuses on cosmetic items and customization options through a system that removes gacha for characters and weapons. All characters are unlockable, but there are gacha banners for cosmetic items. The model aims to provide a less pressured experience by removing pay-to-win mechanics. Oh, okay, that's pretty good actually. It sounds like it kind of sounds like up my alley actually. If it's just like cosmetic gacha and not like, you know, I'm totally okay if it's just like cosmetic monetization, and it's not like gameplay monetization. This Reddit post says monetization needs a serious overhaul. A lot of people know the game's pivot from gacha to everything available via grind was something a last minute pivot, and the monetization model reflects that. In Genshin, a single 5 pool can cost up to 200 USD. See, this doesn't make sense. What? Single 5 pool costing up to 200 USD? Huh? There's so many better things I can spend 200 USD for. At the 5-star you want, after PD and a guaranteed drop, you can easily drop 360. Yeah, especially if you lose 50-50, like you can bet more. Anyway, giving players the ability to buy characters in the context comes across as far better, and in DNA you can just buy characters you can like instead of grinding out commissions. For $75 USD each copy, you need 7 copies. That's $12.75 to completely max out. So surprisingly, what? Drop the cost of the weapon. Wait, so you can buy characters and weapons? Like Warframe combat, if it means anything. I don't know what Warframe is. But it sounds like you can still buy it if you want to. Like there's still like, if you don't want to grind it out, like, so like everything is accessible, like free to play, but you can still buy the character. Either like through gacha or like I'm not entirely sure. Warframe you can grind out new characters or you can buy them in premium currency. Okay. A new character in Warframe sets you back $5 for one of the starter characters or $25 for one of the more powerful. Oh, okay. So Warframe you can buy too. Like War Thunder then? I don't know. This post is just a complaint about the monetization, but it doesn't actually say what the monetization of Duet Knight Abyss is. It just comparing it to Warframe, but I don't have a baseline for what to compare it to. It's assuming people play the game and already know what the monetization is like. Duet Knight Abyss reviews. Maybe I just look for reviews. Movement, controls, combat. Okay, nothing to do with the monetization. Duet Knight Abyss was very disappointing. Wait, what? Oh no, this is a clickbait one by MTash. Never mind, forget about it. We're not watching that. We're not watching that. Closed beta testing. No, that's not the one I want. How do they make money? How cosmetics and purchases work. Skins and outfits, weapon skins, dyes and ephemera, cosmetic pet. So they don't, none of them, so they're all cosmetic. Is there a gacha system in cosmetics? While gameplay is gacha free, some cosmetic banners feature random rewards, but all content are still unlocked by playing and not spending. What is not for sale? No character weapon boosts or gameplay relevant. Oh, okay. So basically it's cosmetic only, and people are complaining that you can't buy it to give you like an edge in like farming. Basically what people are saying is that I don't have time to farm the game. I just want to buy it. Which I think is fair. I think there are actually a lot of people like in my circle who would like that. Because like they're all like, I have a lot of money but I don't have a lot of time. So I'd rather like spend money to like get progress in the game. But it sounds like Duet Knight Abyss is, they are pretty strongly F2P in that sense. So like they're like, the only way to get ahead in gameplay is to play a lot of it and to grind it out. It sounds like people are complaining against the grind, which is like, makes sense, I guess. There's always going to be people complaining one way or another. People complaining that it's too F2P and people complaining that it's too pay to win. There's just two different and entirely different camps of people, and sounds like Duet Knight Abyss falls into the F2P branch, which is nice actually. That's actually a pretty nice of fresh air. War Thunder is very grindy, yeah, but it definitely does seem that if it continues this way, it's probably not going to be very popular because I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't like very grindy games either. Like I personally like grindy games because it tends, like, it's nice to see progression, and like it's nice to be rewarded for putting a lot of time into it. It's like you're investing in it and then like it gets better and better over time. And Genshin was that way for a while, right? Like it got really, it still is for in the sense that like if you're a long time player, like you do get a lot of benefits in the sense of like you have a lot of resources and materials to level up any new characters you're pulling. I think grinding games are way less popular now. Yeah, it's definitely a lot less popular. Just nobody has time to do a lot of these things. I only grind the games that truly matter. Exactly. People just don't have the time. They'd rather just spend the money to save their time, I think. So it will probably hurt them a little bit in the long run. But yeah, it's probably not too hard to just introduce some like, oh, buy this pack and get like more resin or something. That they can probably just do that. It's pretty simple to implement. Alright. Well, we have completed our weeklies and everything we want to do, so we're gonna call it here. We are at literally 9 resin. Perfect. Thanks, Brushy, big hand for dropping by. We'll be back again next week. For more content. See ya next patch. Yep. Take care, Brushy. There's really nothing else to do this patch, honestly, except for some like events, I think. Event games. Maybe if there's co-op, we'll do like some co-op at some point in time. But yeah, basically finishing all of Notcry, and all I'm doing is like mining and stuff, and I've already finished Sigurd. So maybe the last 2 is next few weeks we'll maybe try the crab and like the Raskolnikov and see if we can get that down. Fate Stay Night. Oh yeah, that's a good idea actually. We could do like Fate next week. Might have time. Assuming I'm not working all of next week as usual. Alright. Yeah, we could probably do Fate Stay. It's been a while since I don't even remember where. I think I left off right in the start of the first actual chapter when you first switched to Shiro. So that would be nice. Alright. Take care guys. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.